Alright gearheads, I'm Robert and welcome back to Tone Chase Basement. Today we are diving into a brand new, eventually an upgraded offering from Athens-based VS Audio, the Royal Flush Plus, and essentially a V2 version overdrive, a dual Bluesbreaker style beast loaded with new features, new sleek design and tone for days. So all of you who would like the king of tone but you don't want to wait a decade on a waitlist and don't want to cash out thousands of bucks for one on the used market, then stay with me to check out this one. And so let's get flushed, but first please like this video and subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything but really helps me out a great deal. So VS Audio is based in Greece, Athens, a city of course known for ancient philosophers, great food, and now boutique overdrive circuits that can melt your face in the most tasteful way possible. If you've spent any time lurking on gear forums, watching pedal demos, or drooling over Instagram boards, you've probably seen their name pop up, and VS Audio has carved out a solid reputation for crafting very high quality designs with modern player-focused features. Their original Royal Flush has been their flagship overdrive since day one, and for a very good reason. That pedal got a lot of love from big names in the industry and became a go-to for guitarists looking for that Bluesbreaker inspired tones that felt alive under your fingers. But instead of kicking back and basking in the praise, the crew at VS Audio decided to raise the bar and maybe the roof while they were at it. And the result is the Royal Flush Plus, which is just a serious upgrade that doesn't mess with what made the original great, but adds more flexibility, more gain options, better headroom and smarter rig integration. They really leaned into customer feedback here and it shows. This pedal is versatile, dynamic and honestly it might be one of the best dual Bluesbreaker overdrives on the market right now. Now I know that is a bold claim and yeah, I can already hear in the comment section, shill alert. Yes, full transparency, this video is sponsored and VS Audio did send me this pedal to keep. But here's the thing, I'm not hyping it up because of that, I'm hyping it because this thing rips. I love the way it feels, I love the way it stacks, and I love the way how it sounds through literally every amp and with every guitar I've thrown it at. It's staying on my board definitely and not in the this will be a temporary slot until I do another video way. It earned its real long-term spot. Now let's talk Bluesbreaker, because this pedal sits on some seriously legendary shoulders. The original Marshall Bluesbreaker came in the 90s, aiming to capture that Eric Clapton piano tone in a box. Warm, dynamic, edge of breakup drive that reacts to your playing like a tube amp on the brink. And then of course the analog man, king of tone, and brought it to the boutique world, and suddenly everyone wanted that low gain magic, clarity, touch sensitivity, amp-like seg. The Royal Flush Plus is the VS Audio's new answer to that legacy, but with a few modern tricks up its sleeve. Okay, nerd hats on, let's talk features. First up, the Royal Flush Plus is a dual Bluesbreaker style overdrive, The right side is your low gain channel, perfect for always on tone shaping. The left side gives you higher gain, more compression, more bite, and it's resembled also with the illustration on the pedal, the nice beautiful face versus the monstrous creature on the left. And under the hood, the Royal Flush Plus is powered by a high-performance JFET input op-amp, specifically the analog device's AD1642. It's a low-noise, high-fidelity chip designed for audio applications where clarity and dynamic response matter. And the JFET input stage offers a tube-like feel with smooth clipping characteristics and plenty of sensitivity to your pick attack and playing dynamics. The result is a super low noise floor, improved signal integrity and loads of headroom, especially when running at 18 volts. And here's the cool part, the Royal Flush Plus doesn't rely on any traditional clipping components like LEDs or silicon germanium diodes. All the breakup, compression and overdrive character comes entirely from the behavior of the op-amp itself. And this means that more organic, touch-sensitive response that feels less like a pedal and more like a slightly angry tube amp being pushed just right. It's clean, it's pure, it's analog, and it's refreshingly honest. So yes, it also runs on 18 volts for max headroom, and that's huge win for dynamic players, and the first version didn't have that option. And here's a fun twist, there's a passive effect loops between the two sides. That means that you can run delay or reverb between the gain stages, or use each side independently in a switcher setup, for example, just like two independent separate pedals. Controls are straightforward but deceptively powerful. Each channel, the low gain right side and the higher gain left side, gets its own dedicated trio of knobs, volume, gain and tone, and the edge switch, and this gives you full control over each side independently, allowing you to dial in anything from subtle edge of breakup chime to rich harmonically complex overdrive. If you want a glassy just breaking up rhythm tone from the right side and a saturated mid-push solo boost on the left, easy. Want to stack both sides for extra filth and harmonic layering? Absolutely. If you want to insert a chorus pedal between the two channels using the passive effects loop, the layout makes experimenting very effortless, and whether you're treating it like two separate pedals or stacking them as a gain stage builder, the Royal Flush Plus encourages you to find that sweet spot and then just go a step further. So let's check out the gain range on both sides in the regular classic mode without the edge toggle switch engaged. We will just dive into that after. New to the Royal Flush Plus is the edge toggle switch on both channels, and let me tell you, this is a game changer. I know a lot of you find this expression irritating and pointless, but it really is. Crucify me for that. So flip it and you instantly unlock a whole new layer of gain and saturation. It's not just a bit more dirt, it genuinely reshapes the response and energy of the pedal, giving you that extra push and oomph, and as it says, the edge of course. And that's perfect for fattening up your tone, dialing in aggressive lead boosts, or stacking into something far heavier than your average Bluesbreaker style circuit would dare to go. I really enjoy this feature a lot because it just opens up so many more options when it comes to building gain stages and stacking tones. With the edge switch off, you've got that classic low to mid gain sweetness, dynamic, transparent and amp-like. But hit that switch and suddenly you're in full-blown distortion territory. I'm talking sustain for days, mid-range growl, tight low-end punch, and honestly, it gets into some seriously high gain zones that you just don't expect from a Bluesbreaker based pedal. And what's wild is how effortlessly it does it. And the tonality doesn't fall apart under the extra gain either, it holds its shape. There's this gritty, chewy character in the mids and a bite in the top end that gives you're playing real edge and presence in the mix. Never gets flubby or overly compressed, it just snarls in the best way possible. It's aggressive but still articulate, thick but still dynamic. For me, these features alone elevates the Royal Flush Plus from a great overdrive to a full range drive platform, and yeah, definitely it absolutely rips. of these updates or upgrades, whatever you would like to call them, the improved headroom, the addition of the edge switches, the high performance OP amp, the passive effects loop, they're not just random upgrades thrown in for the sake of a V2 badge. These are direct responses to feedback from the VS Audio community. Players asked for more versatility, more gain range, and smarter rig integration, and VS Audio listened without compromising the soul of what makes the original Royal Flush so good. So who's the Royal Flush Plus really for? Honestly, just about anybody who plays guitar. Blues players, rock players, funk players, edge of breakup tone chasers, indie artists, and I would even go as far and say that with the edge options implemented, even some high gain players. And yes, especially all of you patiently waiting on that King of Tone waitlist since 2019. Your golden ticket might have just arrived and it ships today. Also, it doesn't break the bank, it's really reasonably priced for a boutique pedal, especially considering all that it offers. It's around $250 and that is just a lot of tone for this price. It plays beautifully with both single coils and humbuckers, it stacks like a dream, and it nails that amp-like feel without sounding boxy, compressed or overprocessed. And with just a few knobs and two toggles, it somehow gives you access to massive tonal spectrum, from subtle grit to roaring distortion. This isn't just a dual overdrive, it's a full gain platform in a compact and also very beautifully built box. The Royal Flush Plus isn't just another boutique Bluesbreaker clone, it's a smart, flexible and inspiring piece of gear that feels equally at home on a minimalist board or a full-blown live rig. VS Audio has clearly listened to what players wanted and they've delivered. If you're chasing the perfect low to mid and mid to high gain overdrive that stacks, responds to touch and works with any rig, this might just be your royal match. Alright, that's it for this episode of Tone Chase Basement. Hit that like button if you love pedals that don't suck, and subscribe to the channel. Please drop your questions about the Royal Flush Plus down below. and let me know what your favorite Bluesbreaker style drive is. Until next time. And remember, the perfect tone is always just within reach.